The cameras sweep the somber courtroom, each breath deep, each gaze directed straight ahead. Whispers of betrayal had swirled around the Brown family for years, but no one envisioned what today would bring. In the middle of the trial, Christine's attorney dips into a folder and retrieves one sheet of paper, which will alter everything. It's the marriage license, evidence that Kody had a secret wedding to a fifth wife in secret from all. Robyn's face goes white. She has no idea what is next, but everyone is about to witness her shatter. What would you do if you learned that your spouse had a secret marriage revealed in court? Tell me in the comments, because this is where the story turns in a way no one can see coming. The trial starts like any other day. Electric tension hanging in the courtroom. The wooden walls close in a little tighter than normal, like they too know that something is about to blow. Kody sits at the defense table, his jaw clenched, hands nervously fidgeting with a pen. He attempts to appear nonchalant, but his shoulders give him away, tense, slumped, shuddering with nervous energy. Robyn sits next to him, glassy-eyed but resolute, her fingers wrapped around the table's edge as if holding on for dear life during an earthquake. Christine sits across from him, her face set, but her eyes ablaze, fixed on the man who once controlled them all. Meri and Janelle stand on either side of her, quiet but there, their body language telling more than words can say. It isn't about land or wealth anymore. This trial has turned something far deeper. A battle for truth, for integrity, for justice. The judge brings the courtroom to order. Papers rustle. Lawyers murmur, but everyone knows the actual tempest has yet to come. Wives lean forward ever so slightly, ready for Christine's lawyer to spring the trap laid out over weeks. The calm before a storm is usually greater than thunder itself, because everybody knows what's about to come crashing down. Christine's lawyer starts off carefully, sifting through old deeds of property transfers, minor details intended to make Kody believe today is going to be business as usual. But Christine is aware, her eyes spark with the burden of what is to come. She's not here to simply testify. She's here to expose, and her time is running out. Kody attempts to cut in with his loud voice, the same one that used to carry so much weight within their family home. "This is rubbish," he grumbles under his breath, but it is loud enough for Christine to hear. She doesn't blink. She knows the paper in that lawyer's folder will crush him. Robyn leans closer to Kody, whispering something only he can hear. But the camera catches the way her lips quiver. Her hands tremble. Her body, though upright, looks ready to collapse under the pressure. She senses something is wrong. Something bigger than money, bigger than property. The viewers worldwide, families watching from the comfort of living rooms, lean in. Everyone's aware Kody's got secrets, but nobody knows this one. At least not yet. Secrets don't remain buried forever, and particularly not when they're written in black letters on government paper. The judge requests Christine's attorney to continue. Slowly, with measured movements, the attorney pushes a folder across the desk, opens it, and withdraws a document. The rustle of the paper along wood rings out in the courtroom as a gunshot. Everyone freezes. This, the attorney starts, is not another transfer document. This is a certified certificate of marriage. Kody's head snaps up, his eyes narrowing. Robyn clutches the table so tightly her knuckles whiten. Christine's lips compress into the thinnest smile. Cold settled. The attorney goes on. It shows that Mr. Kody Brown entered into a legal union with another woman some months prior to this trial even commencing. He has publicly denied it, he has denied it to his wives, and he has denied it here. But this document does not lie. The room is silent. You could hear a pin drop. The judge pushes his glasses up his nose, leaning forward. Kody stammers, his voice breaking. That's not true. That's not real. But the seal is present. The signature is present. The date is present, and the woman's name. Bold and absolute. Robyn gasps. It's cutting, visceral, almost unhuman. She shakes her head furiously, as if rejecting reality itself. No, this can't happen. She speaks softly, but the microphones are able to pick it up. Everyone hears. Christine glares at Robyn, not pityingly, but coldly, truthfully. Meri tightens her eyes shut as if preparing for something. Janelle breathes slowly, steady, as if she's been waiting for this particular instant. The attorney allows the quiet to stretch out, allowing the gravity of the revelation to descend over the courtroom like a tidal wave. At other times, the greatest screams are silent, the ones that resound within a man's ribcage when the truth finally breaks through. Kody jerks his chair back with a loud screech of metal on tile that shatters the hush. His face reddens, his body shakes, and for an instant it seems he will burst, but the judge's gavel comes crashing down, refocusing him. "Mr. Brown, be in command." Robyn tightens his arm, but her hand flies away. Her tears are starting to flow, streaking her mascara, coloring her decorum. She glances at the cameras, the tears of bystanders, the blinding eyes of Christine and the other wives. The truth hit her. It is not merely a betrayal. It's public embarrassment. The fifth wife's name written boldly on the certificate is murmured around the courtroom. Reporters write. Camera zoom. The air thickens with incredulity. And just when the tension is at boiling point, the lawyer leans forward and says, "Your Honor, this woman is due to give evidence today." But before she does so, she has been called to this very building. The back doors of the courtroom creak open. A bailiff enters, escorting a woman. She walks slowly, pale face, but defiant, wrists shaking. The fifth wife, the crowd gasps. Christine's eyes meet hers and Robyn releases a shattered cry. What does one do when betrayal is not only spoken about in the home, but paraded into court to be observed by the whole world? The session concludes with the woman behind standing there, prepared to speak. The marriage certificate is flat on the judge's desk like a weapon. Robyn hides her face in her hands, and Kody resembles a man gazing upon the wreckage of his empire. The courtroom is not breathing. The fifth wife remains handcuffed, the marriage certificate flat on the judge's desk like a weapon full of lethal intent. Robyn's sobs pierce the silence, jagged and unhampered. Kody scowls at the woman, his mouth clamped shut, but sweat drips down the side of his face. He wants control. He's always wanted control, but today he's losing it bit by bit. The judge leans forward, voice firm but questioning. "Mr. Brown, do you deny that this is your lawful wife?" Kody pounds his hand on the table. "This is a trick. This is manipulation. They're distorting everything to embarrass me." His thunderous voice is trembling. He is not strong. He is desperate. Christine observes him, her eyes ablaze with anger and satisfaction. She waited years for this. All the betrayals, all the times he pushed her aside. This is her revenge. Meri and Janelle look at each other, their silence more potent than words. Robyn, however, is descending into madness. She shakes her head, swaying in her seat, muttering to herself. He vowed I was the last. He swore I was the last. Her mascara runs down her cheeks, her body shaking uncontrollably. When lies fall apart, they do not fall silently. They thunder, causing everyone to shake in their wake. The handcuffed woman, the fifth wife, raises her chin. "I did not come here to conceal," she whispers, her voice shaking yet audible. "I came here because I was guaranteed protection. I did not realize that this is what I would end up with." The room gasps, even the bailiff's hesitation, their hold on her arms relaxing. Christine's attorney moves forward, displaying the certificate for all to see. That is not a forgery. It is not a duplicate. This is a signed, dated, state-certified document with an official seal. Mr. Brown, you have lied under oath. You lied to this court and you lied to all the women in this room. Kody opens his mouth to object, but the judge thumps his gavel. Enough. You will get your turn. The cameras close in on Robyn, her face contorted, her chest heaving, her hands tearing at the table as if it could rescue her from drowning. Why? She screams out suddenly, the word bursting forth like a wail. Why would you do this to me, Kody? Why would you introduce her into our lives? Kody reaches out to soothe her, but she shudders away, flinching from his hand. Her tears ring out in the room. There are times in life when truth not only shatters trust, it explodes a person's whole world. The fifth wife looks at Robyn, her face inscrutable. "I didn't invite it," she says, nearly an apology. "He came to me. He told me he was already divorced, that his wives did not matter to him, that he told me I would be alone." Robyn's wail fills the air. It is not the wail of a scorned woman. It is the wail of a woman seeing her very identity dissolve. For years, she constructed her universe on being the last wife, the legal wife. And now before the world, that fantasy is lost. The judge directs the bailiffs to bring the woman forward, but the crowd surges. Journalists yelling questions. Christine's attorney is calling for answers. Kody banging the table. The air is electric. Tension crushing. Meri finally says something. Her voice low but slicing through the pandemonium. So all those nights you disappeared. All those checks that went missing. All those lies. We were... Right, it was her. Kody spins on her, eyes ablaze. Don't you ever. But Christine cuts in, voice increasing. The courtroom erupts. Reporters yell. Cameras flash wildly. Christine gasps. Meri's mouth opens in shock. And Janelle purses her lips, attempting to conceal her satisfaction. And Robyn screams. It is not a cry. It is a shriek of a wail. Raw, animalistic. The noise of her world falling apart. She bulldozes past the table, charging for the agents, her fingers raking at them. No, you can't take her away. You can't do this in front of everyone. When one's fantasy shatters, one doesn't merely weep. One shatters before the world. The baifs catch Robyn, holding on to her as she struggles wildly. Her hair hangs in her face, her cosmetics smudged, her cries filling the room. You destroyed me, Kody. You destroyed it all. This is your fault. Kody, cornered, attempts to gather himself. This is not my fault. She moved alone, his words cut the air, desperate, untruthful. Christine rises hastily, her voice cutting through the din. Quit lying, Kody. Everyone knows you planned this. You manipulated them, both of them. The judge's gavel thunders. Order, order! But order is lost. Robyn collapses on the floor, crying wildly, her hands clamped over her face. The cameras record it all. Each tear, each scream, each shameful second. The video feeds live to millions, eternalizing her collapse. The fifth wife, handcuffed now, is pulled towards the rear doors. Her voice bellows, quivering, aimed at Robyn. He used you too. He used all of us. Don't you see? He never loved anyone. The words strike like a knife. Robyn's weeping escalates into screams. She rushes again, crying out Kody's name, as if pleading with him to reverse it all. But Kody remains seated, his face ashen, his kingdom of deceit crumbling at his feet. Sometimes the truth doesn't simply kill reputations. It kills the men who constructed their lives on deceit. The judge bangs down his gavel, his voice cutting with anger. This court will reconvene when order has been established. Take the defendant and the arrested party away immediately. Bailiffs lead the fifth wife away, her weeping diminishing down the corridor. Robyn sits on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably, her body shuddering. Kody sits silently, his eyes fixed on the judge, his gaze glassy but unyielding. Christine, Janelle, and Meri look at one another. They've witnessed Kody shattered before, but never like this. It's not merely betrayal stripped bare. This is the empire breaking down brick by brick on live television. Before the bailiffs reach the doors, one of the federal agents turns around. Your Honor, we have one more piece of evidence we found. Documents directly linked to Mr. Brown's own signature. He holds up a sealed envelope. The judge's face contorts in a frown as he gestures for him to go on. The wives lean forward, their breath held, and Robyn, still on the floor, becomes a statue. She knows whatever is inside will kill them all. The sealed envelope lies in the agent's hand like a live grenade. The courtroom is uncomfortably silent. The echoes of Robyn's screams still reverberating in the air. Kody looks at it, his jaw clenched so tight the veins in his neck pulse. Robyn, who is still shaking on the floor, raises her head only to glimpse the edge of the paper. She is muttering silently. She is praying, begging, pleading that whatever is in there isn't what she is afraid it is. The judge gestures, "Open it." The agent finishes breaking the seal carefully. The sound of the ripping paper cuts through the silence like a shout. He produces a sequence of signed papers, gloved hands firm, face impassive. Christine leans across, her eyes bright with hope. Meri's fingers drum on the table, slow, measured like a beat of accusation. Janelle just breathes, serene, but her eyes never move from Kody. The agent coughs. These are authorizations, several, all bearing Kody Brown's signature. Every one of them funneled money from the family trust into accounts attached to both the woman we've arrested today and to Mrs. Robyn Brown. The courtroom gasps. Robyn's body freezes like she's been hit. "No," she breathes, her voice cracking. No, not me. Not me, please. When the trail of paper leads to your name, there's no escape from the truth. It catches up with you in the daylight. The judge pushes his glasses up, reading the signatures. These look real. The handwriting, the notary seals. Mr. Brown, don't you deny these are your signatures? Kody's forward, his face flushed, spit on his lips as he snarls. They manipulated me. I didn't know what I was signing. They inserted those pages. I was coerced. It's a trap. The agent doesn't flinch. Mr. Brown, each of these papers has your signature, initials, and notary stamps that have been stamped and verified. There are no changes. These were intentional acts. Christine's attorney emerges, her voice slicing like a knife. So, while these women had children, built houses, and made sacrifices, Kody was siphoning money into covert accounts to maintain an unpublicized marriage. And Robyn, whether she will confess or not, was his cover. Zoom in on Robyn. Her expression contorts, her face wet with tears as she shakes back and forth. I didn't know. I didn't know, I swear. Her voice gets higher, desperate and shrill. He told me it was for taxes. He told me it was for bills. Kody bangs his fists on the table. Stop crying, Robyn. You knew what this was. You wanted the house, the cars, the life. Don't pretend innocence now. The courtroom is in an uproar. Gasps, murmurs, indignation. Reporters write frantically. Microphones hiss as whispers become roars. Robyn shrieks back, her voice shattering. You monster. You pulled me into this. You deceived me. You deceived everyone, and you're dumping me on the bus to get yourself out of it. She slumps back against the chair, her sob causing her whole body to shudder. The worst treachery is not always secrecy. It's when the one you trusted most uses your name to bury you under it. The judge thumps his gavel. Order, order. His voice strains to keep at bay the anarchy, but the wives are no longer quiet. Meri stands slowly, her face hard, calm. You've told me for years I was nothing, I was disposable, and the whole time you were signing over money that is all our own. You accused me of being bitter, accused me of being jealous, but I was not blind. Kody, I knew what you were doing. Janelle's voice continues. Calm but biting. You thought nobody would ever put it together, but money has a paper trail and you left yours anywhere. Christine leans in, her tone cold with a wealth of suffering. You broke up this family for greed and now the truth is here. You can't conceal it any longer. Kody glares at them, his face twisted with fury and desperation. You believe you're better. You believe you didn't gain anything. You all stole from me. Each and every one of you stole from me. And now you want to stand here and condemn me. His words echo, but they sound hollow, defensive, unconvincing. The judge looks to the agent. These statements will be lodged into evidence. This court now acknowledges the potential of fraud, perjury, and embezzlement. The wives share a glance. This is no longer a family brawl. This is criminal. Robyn buries her face in both hands, her body shaking but muffled sobs still heard. When she finally dares to look up, her mascara is smudged into black rivulets, her eyes swollen, crazed. I loved you, she tells Kody, her head in a shake. I gave up everything for you. And this is how you reward me. Kody doesn't speak. He can't. His silence is incriminating. Sometimes a guilty man's silence is louder than any admission. The judge calls a brief recess, but before the gavel can fall, the agent interjects. Your Honor, there is another item of evidence linked to these transfers. It's not only money, it's property, namely the deed to the Arizona mansion. Christine's head jerks up. Janelle gasps. Meri's lips twist into a cruel smile. Robyn emits a blood-curdling shriek. No, not the house. Not my house. You promised me. She attempts to rush forward, but bailiffs move in to restrain her. Her wails become howling screams, pounding together off the walls of the courtroom. Kody's face blanches, his lips quivering. He appears trapped, shattered, the facade finally stripped away. The agent raises the deed, showing the court. This land was sold into a shell corporation 3 weeks ago, signed by Kody Brown but in Robyn Brown's name. The judge freezes, Christine gasps, and Robyn falls into the bailiff's arms, her body slumping limp as the courtroom descends into chaos again. The courtroom fails to settle. Reporters bellow over each other. Cameras flash like lightning, and Robyn's almost carried back to her seat by two bailiffs. Her body appears limp, drained, her sobs reduced to broken gasps. The deed to the Arizona mansion remains on the judge's bench. Its weight is unshakable. Kody gazes at it with bloodshot eyes, his fists clenched so tightly, his knuckles pale. He attempts to be defiant, but everyone in the room can see it. The creeping fear that's destroying him. The judge raises his gavel. This is no longer a matter of civil interest. The judge requires complete disclosure of all pertinent documents. His voice is firm, but his eyes flicker with something else. Disgust. Christine's attorney stands. Your Honor, the wives have prepared for this. We have collected evidence that specifically links these bogus transfers not only to Kody Brown, but also to shell companies that are affiliated with Robyn Brown. May we proceed? The judge gestures for her to continue. The atmosphere changes. Christine, Meri, and Janelle lean in, eyes locked, silent pact unbreakable. They get out their pieces of evidence individually. Christine goes first. This is a ledger, she asserts, setting down a thick binder.
I
discovered it in an old lockbox. It follows the withdrawals of trust down to the smell, and each of the mysterious withdrawals corresponds to a deposit into the accounts now attributed to Kody's fifth wife. The room gasps once more. The judge looks through the binder, turning pages. The figures are unstoppable, stacked like a breadcrumb trail leading directly to fraud. If numbers speak the truth, lies cannot compete because money leaves a signature. Kody erupts, his voice breaking. You took that. That is confidential. That's inadmissible. But the judge cuts him off with a stern glance. This will be reconsidered. Janelle moves forward next. Steady, calm, her voice controlled. This is a bank statement I extracted with my lawyer. My name was still on the family trust when the money was being laundered out. That means the transfers were made in bad faith. And if my name had been used without permission, that's fraud. Period. She puts the statement down on the table. The paper seems normal, but to her at this instant, it's dynamite. Robyn shakes her head hard. No, not her name, too. He assured her it was clean. He assured her it was routine paperwork. Her voice falters, her body swaying in her chair. At last, Meri stands up. For a second, the courtroom is silent. Meri's silence for all these years has been thunderous. But now she is silent. I discovered this for too long. The most difficult moment in betrayal is not the lie. It's when you realize the person you trusted the most has left you with the blame. The judge nods resolutely. Mrs. Brown, you are not required to say anything at this moment. But if you want to defend yourself, I would encourage you to take into account the proof that's been provided. Coercion is a serious offense. Robyn's wails become louder, her body shaking. She holds her hands together as if in prayer. He told me it was all for us. He told them they were jealous, that they'd destroy us if I didn't sign. He told them, her voice cracks. He said, if I loved him, I'd do it. The courtroom is filled with gasps. Christine closes her eyes, her lips pressing together. Janelle breathes slowly. Meri mutters under her breath. There it is. Kody bangs his fist on the table. Stop it, you're distorting this. You knew what you were signing. Don't play like some victim. You wanted the house, the cash, the lifestyle. His voice breaks with anger, his mask slipping full time. The judge bashes his gavel. Mr. Brown, compose yourself or I will have you escorted from this courtroom. But Kody is falling apart. He gestures at Robyn, spittle flying as he bellows. You think they'll be able to protect you? They despise you. They've despaired of you. If you flip, you're done for. They'll annihilate you. Robyn's tears flow harder. She shakes her head. You already ruined me, Kody. Her voice is a mere whisper, but it cuts with a knife through the quiet. Sometimes the truth isn't yelled. It's whispered by the one who has nothing left to lose. Christine's attorney pounces on the moment. Your Honor, it is evident Mrs. Brown was coerced into signing papers she did not read. She is not a co-conspirator, but a victim and a witness cajoled by her husband. Kody leaps to his feet once more. Lies, all lies. His face reens, his veins swelling in his neck. Baths move forward, their arms around his. He struggles, his voice cracking into a bellow. This is my family, my own. You can't steal it away from me. The cameras close in, catching every pound of his downfall. The man who had demanded fidelity from 4 wives is now being held back like a thug, his empire laid bare for the sham that it was. Robyn covers her face, weeping. I won't do this anymore. I won't. Her voice is cracked and shaking. I'll testify. I'll tell the truth. The wives tense. Meri's lips twist into a crooked smile. Janelle nods deliberately. Christine's eyes shine with the vindication she has been waiting for. Kody's roar becomes a growling cry. No, Robyn, not you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare betray me, his voice rings out. But he sounds like a man who knows that he's lost. When the most powerful man in the room begins begging, you know the power has finally turned. The judge raps the gavel once more. Order. Mrs. Brown, you will be allowed to make a complete statement under oath. Robyn nods feebly, sobbing. I'll do it. Kody writhes again, his body convulsing in anger as the bailiffs hold him fast. This isn't over. You'll regret this, all of you. His gaze rushes frantically to Christine, to Janelle, to Meri, and then back to Robyn. Betrayal carved into his face. Christine's attorney speaks up to the judge. Your Honor, with Mrs. Brown's testimony, we feel we can now lay bare the full extent of fraud masterminded by Mr. Brown. We request that the federal agents stay as their investigation will corroborate her testimony. The judge nods, so ordered. The courtroom hums once more, the reporters frantically whispering, knowing that the trial just stepped into history-making ground. Just as Robyn dabs tears from her face and gets ready to stand, the top federal agent holds up a hand. Your Honor, before Mrs. Brown testifies, we need to introduce the last piece of evidence we found yesterday, a secret account containing more than $1 million. The room erupts. The wives exchange shocked glances. Kody is frozen in his seat, his eyes wide with fear, and Robyn is staring at the agent, her nightmare just beginning. The federal agent places the folder on the desk in front of him, his voice measured calm, almost eerie. Your Honor, our investigation revealed a secret account associated with several shell companies. The balance is in excess of $1 million. Transfers reveal direct deposits in the names of Kody Brown and Robyn Brown. The words hang there like dynamite. The courtroom murmurs, the rush of whispers rolling like thunder. Christine clutches the table, her jaw clenched. Janelle's eyes go wide, her lips compressing into a thin line. Meri sits back, arms folded, her gaze locked onto Kody. Robyn's whole body twitches. No, not me. I never even saw any $1 million. I never handled it. Her voice is raw and desperate, but her words tremble in the air. Kody pounds his hand down so hard the papers fly. That money is not what you think. It was business, pure business. I had to shuffle it around for our protection. The judge's brow furrows, his voice cutting. Protect who, Mr. Brown? Yourself. When funds emerge that no one can account for, the silence about it screams the loudest. The agent flips open the file. He holds up receipts for wires, each bearing a verified stamp, irrefutable. This account was established in a Nevada LLC. The listed owner, Robyn Brown, the authorized signer, Kody Brown. Each large withdrawal corresponds to dates when money vanished from the family trust. Christine's attorney speaks up, her tone icy. So the funds intended for children, mortgages, and living were diverted into a secret account, an account only they had access to. Correspondents scribble maniacally. The cameras zoom in closer. The world sees. Robyn grips her chest as if she cannot breathe. I did not know. I promise I did not know. He said it was all paperwork. He said my name was nothing. Kody growls. Stop playing games. You knew what it was. You signed everything I presented to you. You never questioned because you like the way of life. Robyn's eyes open wide, her cries more piercing now. How could you? You pulled me into this mire. You used me. You said I was your partner, your sole one. And you discard me to the wolves. The courtroom is filled with electricity. The pandemonium is nearly out of control. When two liars lie to each other, the truth begins to find its way through the gaps. The judge thumps his gavel order. This court will not become a circus, but even his voice can't still the tempest. Christine stands up slowly. Her voice is cut and deep. Your Honor, this is what we've been telling you all these years. He manipulated us all. He used our names, our signatures, our trust, and when apprehended, he blames everyone but himself. Janelle continues, her tone steady but acerbic. This is no longer about family. This is about dishonesty, stealing, betrayal. We insist the account records be frozen forthwith. The judge inclines his head to the agent. Go on? The agent puts a freeze order on the table. The Department of Justice has already taken over the account. None of the money can be touched. Kody's face blanches. His empire, his secret, his final lifeline. It's gone. His chest is rising and falling in quick jerks, his breathing hard, ragged. For an instant, he appears to be about to pass out. Robyn looks at him, her voice cracking. Was it ever real, Kody? Or was it always about money control? He doesn't respond. His silence condemns him more than any admission ever could. At times, silence is the noise of an accusing man as his kingdom falls down around him. The wives look at one another. There is no dancing, no smile, only the palpable acknowledgement that years of suffering are finally coming undone in reality. Kody finally boils over. His voice, this is a frame-up. They're setting me up. You think I'm the only person who's transferred money? Christine, you had your hands in accounts too. Don't act so innocent. Christine's a little taller, her face fierce. Check each record, each signature. I've got nothing to hide. Can you say the same, Kody? The judge leans forward, booming. Mr. Brown, you are perilously near contempt of court, but Kody is out of control. His body trembles with rage, his eyes bloodshot, his finger pointed at Robyn in the air. And you were to stand beside me. You promised never to leave, never to betray me. And now you're taking their side. You're weak. Robyn cracks. Her shriek rings out in the courtroom over the gavel, over Kody's fury. She falls to her knees, weeping hysterically. I can't keep this up anymore. I can't shield you. You destroyed all of us. The wives don't stir. They gaze, unmoved, unflinching. They've waited decades to witness this day. The judge bangs his gavel so forcefully the sound echoes off the walls. Enough. This court will reconvene tomorrow with Mrs. Brown's entire testimony under oath and federal witness depositions. Mr. Brown, steel yourself because this is no longer civil. This is criminal. The cameras close in on Kody's face, pale, shattered, cowering as Robyn falls to the floor at his feet. The courtroom the next morning is different, somber. The air is biting, electric with expectation. Reporters pack the benches, cameras at the ready, eyes ravenous for the knockout punch. The wives sit huddled together, Christine in the middle, Janelle and Meri on either side of her. Their silence is rock-like, intentional. Kody appears, bailiffs accompanying him, his face pale, jaw hanging, eyes glancing nervously. No longer the man of authority, the self-styled leader. The look on his face is the look he has now, a defendant entering the end of his kingdom. Robyn comes behind, her movements slow, her head hung, her hair tied back, her makeup minimal, but her puffy eyes reveal a night cried out. She doesn't sit next to him this time. She stands on the witness stand. The courtroom is motionless. The judge clears his throat. Mrs. Brown, you are sworn in. The court informs you that perjury is a criminal offense. Do you understand? Robyn nods every week. Yes, Your Honor. There are times when a word alone can determine the course of everything. A family, a fortune, a legacy. Christine's attorney starts slowly, almost tentatively. Mrs. Brown, was your husband threatening to force you to sign financial papers related to the bogus transfers? Robyn's lips tremble. Tears well once more, but this time her voice is firmer. Yes, he said if I didn't, we'd lose everything. He said I had to look after him. He told me the other wives wanted to kill me, and if I didn't assist him, he would abandon me too. Gasps echo through the courtroom. Christine leans forward, staring at Robyn. Janelle sits up straight. Meri, her lips pursed, nods ever so slightly as if to say finally. The attorney probes and the mansion deed, the $1 million count. Robyn's tears flow freely. I had no idea the money was this much. I did not see it. He said it was family money, that he was relocating it to shield us from taxes. I signed because I was told I had no choice. Kody explodes, his voice shattering. Liar. You adored it. You enjoyed every penny, every extravagance. The judge bangs his gavel. Mister,